Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Across Iran's streets, deserts, and mountain roads, there are vehicles with stories the global auto world rarely notices. This channel exists to document those cars, the overlooked, the underappreciated, and the ones that quietly refused to disappear. As we move forward in this series, we have now reached a point where Iran's car market became truly dynamic. Imported models, locally assembled cars, and fully domestic production all existed side by side. And as always, sitting firmly at the center of this ecosystem, the French manufacturers led the way. Their strategy was simple and effective. Take a single platform, create as many variations as possible, and keep the market engaged for years. Today's car is a textbook example of that approach. It's a model that carved out a very specific place in Iran's automotive landscape and in the memories of a generation of drivers. Born in France, rebadged and reshaped across the world, but in Iran, it developed something else, its own name and its own identity. In many countries, this car is known as the Peugeot 206 Plus. Here it is called the Peugeot 207.
207 was produced in two different time frames, 2008 to 2012 and 2015 to 2025. Both cars were almost identical except that the second model had daylights, LED lights and turn signals on the side mirrors. Just like 206, 207 is a car from B segment in Iran. Both 206 and 207 are built on the same platform. The front portion of the car is where the main difference lies. Unlike 206, the hood starts from almost 5 inches above the grille. A plastic part has filled that gap, and the Peugeot logo is shining right at the center. In my opinion, this design has decreased the vulnerability 206 had in light city accidents. The bumper is sportier than the one on 206. The front lights look similar to ones on 206, and they almost have the elongated shape, but they are much bigger in size. We do have circular fog lights on the front bumper of 207, but 206 was lacking. From the side, you can clearly recognize its Peugeot 206 origins. The body lines, wheel arcs, and overall proportions are almost identical. The only real changes are in the mirrors and alloy wheel designs, which were updated in later versions. Some versions also feature side skirts for a slightly sportier appearance. 207i look modern and sophisticated at the front, but still familiar and instantly recognizable from the side. The rear has redesigned tailgates, more angular compared to the 206's rounded design. The hatchback's rear hatch were slightly reshaped to match the updated tailgates. The bumper design was refreshed as well, sometimes with a black insert for a sportier contrast. From the back, it feels like a halfway step between the old 206 and the Global 207. Alright, it's time to take a closer look at the interior and drive the car. The first 207 I chose for today was a 2-year-old car which was driven for 40,000 kilometers. You can see how modern the interior looks compared to 206. The dashboard design is updated compared to the 206 with a more modern flow and dual-tone look. As the car was produced 2 years ago, features like electronic stability control and tire pressure monitoring system was installed on it. This particular car also has panoramic roof. At the center, you get a multimedia screen mounted above the air vents. Below the screen are central air vents with silver surrounds, a hazard switch, and then a CD or radio unit. The lower portion of the console houses the AC and climate control knobs, which looks just like what we have on 206. Two years ago, as IKCO stopped the production of 206, they decided to produce a model of 207 using the 206 dashboard. The reason? I don't know, maybe they just had extra 206 dashboards in their warehouse, or maybe they just wanted to keep the memory of 206 alive. Anyways, that means there is a particular model of 207 which has the interior of 206. Alright, now it's the time to surprise you all with 207 MC. Around 4 years ago, IKCO decided to produce a very peculiar version of the 207. It is called the 207 MC, short for multicolor. This particular 207 comes in a two-tone scheme, black and white, with the roof and certain portions of the car finished in bright red. Inside, the car features red trims, giving the cabin a sportier and more playful character. The dashboard itself looks the same as the standard model, except for the red highlights. The first thing you notice is the bold red accents across the dashboard, air vents, steering wheel, and door handles. These red highlights give the cabin a much sportier, youthful character compared to the standard grey-black interior of the normal 207i. The steering wheel has a red painted upper arc which immediately stands out. In this particular car, the steering wheel has been covered. It keeps the multifunction buttons for media and phone controls, making it practical as well as stylish. The seats on this car are a mix of grey fabric with red inserts matching the red dashboard theme. This makes the car feel more cohesive and playful, something aimed at younger buyers who wanted something different from the standard 207i. And finally, the automatic gearbox of this car has increased the level of comfort while driving, and it is clearly an advantage for younger buyers.
Over the years, the 207 earned its place, especially among younger drivers. For a long time, it seemed impossible for the 206 and 207 to survive together in the same market. Yet, somehow, they both did. Recently, IKCO ended production of the 206 and attempted to replace it with a simplified version of the 207 and equipping it with the less powerful TU3 engine. Still, demand for the 206 remains strong and the 207 continues to hold its own position. They didn't replace each other, they split the market. As of today, the most expensive version of the Peugeot 207 sells for around $12,000 to $13,000. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode. If stories like this interest you, please consider subscribing. I'll see you soon.